Details.
I keep hearing about 529 plans for college, savings or investment plans, prepaid plans. There are so many options, but where do I start?
Saving with Florida Prepaid is a better plan. We offer 2 types of 529 plans just for Florida families. Florida 529 prepaid plans, which lock in future college costs for less and we manage for you, and a Florida 529 savings plan, which is an investment plan that you manage. Both are tax-free and can be used nationwide. Just pick the plan that fits your budget and saving style. Prepaid open enrollment is now. Enroll today.
Adamek of St. Augustine is about to rock. Join us for the 2020 Bike Week Music Fest, March 6th through the 15th. Enjoy some of the best bands in our area. Great food, drinks, and cold beer. Plus, we'll have special Bike Week financing. Come see our new St. Augustine location off exit 318 and hear great live music free. The 2020 Bike Week Music Fest. See the band lineup on our Facebook page. Visit AdamecHarley.com for more details. Adamek Harley Davidson. Get out and ride.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hit it.
Well, Dan, I will, happily puff out my chest and tell you how much I love golf and understand it probably better than most, as I will, so arrogantly say, just, because I've been lucky enough to play a lot of golf, I guess is why I feel that way.
Okay.
But I'm absolutely 100% stumped as they come to Ponte Vedra this weekend.
About?
Well, I know a few things.
Sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the
Correct.
drill, we'll hand out a prize pack.
Right.
So keep listening.
Well, this is where I'm coming from. Like I know a few things that have now been, accentuated with some scoring facts, and it has left me with one conclusion to draw. And if that conclusion doesn't play out, I'm going to go back to square one as a golf analyst. Okay?
All right.
The scoring at the Honda Classic was about the highest in the history of the event. It kicked them in the kibbles and bits all weekend 2 weeks ago. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember how bad they were?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Scoring at the Bay Hill this weekend was literally historically the highest in the history of the tournament. The winner was 4 under par. What are we playing, the U.S. Open? Bay Hill's usually 16, 18 under. All right.
What happened?
Well, that's my question. We've had 2 stops on the Florida swing of the PGA Tour, at 2 places that they play every year, and yet the scores were higher than they've ever been. This is the fact that I know. I know this factually. The stadium course is a hell of a lot harder than the Honda Classic or the Bay Hill Invitational. And I want now and the Players likes to position itself as more of a major than your average tournament. What is the one thing that happens in majors, Dan? Consistently.
One thing that happens in majors.
What's the one thing about the tournament that you can usually count on? The scoring's tougher.
Yes.
It's more difficult, right?
Yes.
Even par can win a golf tournament. Yeah. Well, the Players likes to fancy itself a major, and we're coming off 2 other courses here in the Sunshine State.
You want to go high?
Correct.
Okay.
So if you're the Players right now,
David Duval type of number.
If you're the player, you can't let this course give you a 12 under winner, can you? After you just watched, Bay Hill play to 4 under.
Let that grass grow.
I don't know what, or is there something going on with the weather or the wind or the soil or something in Florida that has suddenly made it harder than ever?
Well,
I know the winds blew,
yeah.
But it blows a lot in March. So I imagine we've had other years at those events where the wind blew. So it's kind of an eerie backdrop for the best in golf to come here, knowing that so far, so bad in the state of Florida, these courses are beating the hell out of the best in the world.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, just beating the hell out of them.
Yeah, we saw some men go to their knees this weekend.
Yeah. Koepka, a career-high round. We talked about Matt Every on this program on Friday.
Son of
Hick and I are in a fantasy golf together. And I told him Friday morning after Matt Every shot 7 under in round 1, I said, take a picture of the fantasy leaderboard because understand, by the end of the day, Matt Every is going to be out of the picture. And sure enough, he shot like 84 and missed the cut. Enjoyed that.
I did not enjoy that.
But anyway, so I don't know what to make of.
I got great value in Matt Every.
Of what to expect.
I was sitting there winning everything, and then he responded with an 83, actually, I think, and that was all she wrote for the 2-time Bay Hill champion.
I have a.
Damn you, Matt Every.
I have a drill poll question
By the way,
for you tomorrow.
Tyrell Hatton won the tournament.
Yes. A Hatton, I call him.
Yes.
I have an idea for your poll question tomorrow, and that is,
please share.
Tiger pulling out of the players has what effect?
Mm.
You know, does it make you
Won't
are you
go,
less interested? Are you just as interested? I won't go.
Yeah.
Or who cares? You know, something of that effect, because that also happened after we left on Friday. It's clear now Tiger has tied Sam Snead. He has no need to play any tour event that's not a major. And so I don't think from this point forward, unless Tiger is completely healthy, he is not going to play an event even as prestigious as the Players.
I don't think we're going to – I will say this. I don't think we'll be seeing those, Tiger's going to be playing 5 of the next 6.
I think he's learned that even if he feels good enough to do that, it sets him back.
Yeah. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to just pick and choose.
Which does that mean that he's not even going to be a factor in the FedEx playoffs anymore? Not even going to bother with those? I mean, if I'm Tiger at this point, Dan.
Yeah, probably not.
And he, and by the way, this is another trope, cliche that you go to. Tiger Woods does not need tournament seasoning before he tees it up for an event.
No.
That's silly. It doesn't matter if Tiger plays, in Houston. I know that's not the case, the schedule anymore. But he doesn't need to play the Players to be ready for the Masters.
Yeah.
Tiger cannot play a single competitive round, go up to Augusta healthy. I think he has the experience and the know-how and the uptick in intensity to get it done.
Yeah. So won't be here this week, but everybody else will be, and the Players kicks off, and we'll be out there starting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we will, and looking forward to a fun week. Is Sanjay M a first-timer? Probably is, isn't he? He's only 21.
Is he the Rookie of the Year guy last year?
Was he the Rookie of the Year, Sanjay M, or was it one of those Morikawa?
Sanjay M just win here a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, won for the first time.
Yeah, he was the
though.
Rookie of the Year.
Was he really? Over Morikawa and those guys, Wolf, those guys that won, huh?
Sanjay M, yeah, he was top 10 guy every week.
Last year, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't recall that, but I know right now, no one's playing better golf in the world than Sanjay M.
Well, I would double check.
3 weeks in a row.
I think Sanjay M was the PGA Tour Rookie of the Year 1 year ago.
And you may be, that may be true.
I'm
It's
not
just
mistaken.
those other guys came in so late and were so impressive.
Next week is also a big week because
he played last year.
He played in the Players?
Yeah, he played in the Players last year.
All right.
He was cut, but he played.
Because of free agency, the Tom Brady sweepstakes are coming. And I still don't think it's a slam dunk. He ends up back in New England. I know that you do. And I just think it'll be a very calculated business decision by both sides, including the New England Patriots. And I think, I don't think Robert Kraft can step in on this one this time, whereas I think maybe he had more of a say. Look, he can do whatever he wants. But I think he trusts the head coach, Hall of Famer as well. But at some point, whether it's this year or in 2 years or in 3 years or next year, life after Brady is coming, and it's coming fast for the Patriots. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and where he ends up. But he will be the big story and sort of the there'll be a million deals, and it'll all be overshadowed by what is Brady going to do.
Yeah, is it annoy you at all, or these things only annoy me? I know I'm on my own planet when it comes to some things, but I've got to now endure ESPN Daily giving me a what if.
Yeah.
What if Tom Brady goes to the Patriots would be worse than I can sum up your big what if Tom Brady went to the Titans, storyline if you want. If Tom Brady goes anywhere, that team becomes better.
What if Tom Brady could fly will be
Correct.
one of the big ones.
And he would fly to Tennessee for the interview.
Yes.
I think Brady is going to see what's out there, and then at the end of the day, I just don't. The one thing that's weird is, did we ever get it confirmed? Didn't they buy a house like in the Brentwood area of Nashville? Didn't we have that?
That
turns out was wrong because he does have a house in New England. So I know they sold one, but they also have one that they live in up there in Connecticut maybe. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Look, he's a free agent. So if you're a team that's in a window, then why not, right? If this were the Jags 2 years ago, I'd be pounding the table, go get him.
This is a week late to the table, but you don't watch this Curb Your Enthusiasm show, which has a new series on this year right now.
The Baylor men did lose, by the way.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I thought they did.
Who did they lose to? Texas Tech?
Yeah, I think they got killed, even. But they did. At least I'm going by the text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
All right. But anyway, so Larry David is the is the star. He was the writer of Seinfeld. And
for the
Kansas
if you watch Saturday Night Live, he's the one that plays Bernie Sanders. For people that don't know who Bernie Sanders is.
Yes, that's right.
That's not Bernie?
Yeah, no.
I mean, he's a dead
does a great
ringer.
job, yeah.
Yeah, dead ringer for him. But anyway,
they should let sports reporters.
West Virginia beat Baylor 76-64.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So they did lose. I thought they did, but I got talked out of it.
So anyway, they did an episode last week based around the New York Jets. He's a huge Jets fan. And it was the bleeping Jets.
Is that the storyline where he claims to have suggested that they take some? Or that's a real storyline. What is that? I think it may be in real life. Larry David told them to draft someone. Anyway, continue.
But anyway, so in the show, a fan, a huge Jets fan, couldn't take it anymore, and they suggested he offed himself because of the bleeping Jets, and so they were talking about the bleeping Jets going around and around. So it was it's very Curb Your Enthusiasm. You got to watch the show to understand it, where they make fun of just about anything. But anyway, it was interesting with that. And I was reading about it because I saw a different story about Larry David, and it reminded me of that as we head towards NFL free agency, which the initial point was what Tom Brady does will be the overwhelming storyline of free agency, while everybody else will be doing all kinds of things to improve their club, including the Jaguars announcing the signing of Hoopa.
Well, I'm okay with the signing of Hooper if and only if we go Judy, offensive lineman Cam Akers. Then I'll be happy with it. I got a mock draft today that has him taking 2 offensive tackles in the first 3 picks.
Now, I saw a really good mock draft, and I'm tempted, but it was Isaiah Simmons. It was Isaiah
Fulton,
Simmons.
wasn't it?
No. Henry Ruggs, and then the Auburn cornerback as well. And I thought that was interesting. And yet, I just don't know that they can do that. I don't think
I guess we'll know. If the Jags win now, they might employ my strategy. They might employ trying to make one. The defense can't be fixed in this draft. That's why I'm so lukewarm on adding Simmons. Yeah, so what? We're still going to get crushed and give up a lot of points. They got so many holes that I feel like we could make an impact one way, but I don't want to have that conversation every day. Anyway, look, at the end of the day, what's most important with all this draft, equity they have, that they've got to,
nail them.
Right, they got to nail them. He's had some nail them drafts. I saw somebody had ranked, I don't know what the time period, maybe 5 or 10 years of drafting, and the Jags were middle of the pack. They're not the worst drafting team. They just haven't always developed and kept the talent that they've had.
There's more and more. I'm seeing more and more Tua at 2.
I am too, yeah. Look, the Redskins and Ron Rivera, I kind of poo-pooed this the first day it came out, and then I really started thinking about it. They should. Is anyone think Dwayne Haskins is a sure thing?
Well, I know, but, I mean, you invested a first round. It's what's his name all over again? Rosen all over again.
Well, don't you think Cardinals fan is glad they drafted Kyler Murray?
Oh, yeah.
A year later?
Oh, yeah.
So if you're sitting here a year later and the Redskins fans glad again, the Redskins aren't one you're going to mistake for a Super Bowl contender.
It's a 50-50 deal when you draft quarterbacks in the first round.
And so there you go. So, there's your 50, there's your 50.
Yeah, you're improving your chances somehow, some way of maybe getting one of the two right. And so if Dwayne Haskins shines next year.
Trade Tua, get a first-rounder back.
And Tua's sitting out because he's,
If you have the number 1 pick, you would trade it for Tua next year if he doesn't play, wouldn't you?
He doesn't play.
Right?
Yeah.
And now you got Tua and Simmons in the same draft after all. But I think what's more likely to happen is that Haskins won't develop into something that he's going to be like a Bortles level. Sometimes you look really good and sometimes not. And so from that standpoint, look, like I said, I'm okay with it. I still don't think it's what I'd do if I were the Redskins. I mean, you just drafted a guy in the first round. Let's get 1 year to see. And if he's no good, then you just refocus next year. And what is the standing of Alex Smith? Lucky to be alive, or does he still hope to play at one point?
I think he hopes to play, but I think it's, I don't think it's a slam dunk. But this is a feasible scenario. Burrow, Tua, and Herbert all gone in the top 8. Okay?
For sure. I think it will. As a matter of fact, I think that will happen.
Chase Young also gets drafted. Okay? Mekhi Becton goes. Okudah goes, Andrew Thomas goes, and all of a sudden you look up if you're the Jags, and there's Isaiah Simmons. And you go, whoa. Now, there's a tremendous talent. I think Isaiah Simmons is like, I was talking to my son Drew about this. I think Isaiah Simmons is kind of like Derwin James.
Yeah, that's a good. I think that's a good one. If you're getting him, then I
think that's who.
Even though I want some offense, I would take Derwin James right now.
I think that's the kind of guy you're getting. A guy you can put just about anywhere, can do just about anything.
I think it's also very important, and you tell me, Dan, and not to the point that you overlook an unbelievable talent, but I really got to get to the bottom of who it is that I'm bringing into my organization, because I've had guys that are just selfish jerks.
Yeah,
I need some guys that aren't about all partying and media, and just give me a hardworking, awesome football player, because there are plenty of those too.
Yeah.
A.J. Boyes couldn't be more different than that jackass on the other side of the field from him. Both all-pro players, both Pro Bowl players. One class, the other ass.
Yeah.
So I hope we can get some classy, hardworking leadership guys. On the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, they've sent me like a little graph here of the Jaguars drafting, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 starters in the last 6 drafts is not going to get it done.
No.
And some of those starters are Leon Jacobs and Will Richardson. So whoever put together that list, you blew it. Although they did have some good players who, through no fault of their own, have moved on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Allen Robinson was a good player. He's not here. Colvin, Telvin Smith. So there are some guys no longer here. It doesn't mean they were terrible players. Ramsey, Fowler, Yeldon.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, so if that were to happen, and then in this mock draft you see Henry Ruggs pop in at 20, you go, whoa, wait a minute. But then you're not
take,
yeah, you would take him.
Absolutely. That's more in line with what I want.
Yeah, but you're not stopping anybody then. They're just going to, oof. Now, this one also, you would take Isaiah Simmons over Derek Brown. That's the question. What if they're both on the board?
I read something about Derek Brown that was a little disconcerting, really breaking down the combine workouts, and people want him to be Aaron Donald or Ndamukong Suh, and he tested way away from those guys in the short in some of the But they said the same thing too about there was also, eyebrows raised about Judy too. So
right. All right. So we're cranking it up. Beef. What are we handing out today?
One lucky Guggen, Dan, is going to get their bellies full on us with $25 to spend over at Gators Dockside.
Perfect. There you go. 641-1010. We'll take caller number 2 right off the rip, 641-1010, and we will hand you a lovely prize pack. Gators Dockside, $25, and you will dine and eat like a champion.
Sure you will.